Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day out there. It's raining in California yet again. Tony Tone had it wrong. It always rains in Southern California now. Anyways, when I was learning English, I had a tough time with certain words. And a lot of people think that some immigrants that come to the United States just don't want to learn the language, but there's more to that. But let me just give you some examples how difficult English can be. For example, I was told that the letter O the sound is O, like stone or cone, right? But then when you spell the number 1, O-N-E, you don't make the same sound. It's one now. So what happened to the O sound? I was also told that double O equals to the sound U, like food, or food, for example, or moon. But then when you spell door, D-O-O-R, is not dur, is door. So what happened to the U sound with the double O? Last one, I was told use the word do to question, interrogate. Do you? Okay, great. But then all of a sudden I was told that you use D-O, do, to confirm. Yes, I do. So which one is it? Is it to question or to confirm something? Is it both? The same do? It was complicated to understand that, right? And a lot of times when people come and learn the language, I remember at some point I felt like I wasn't me. Trying to learn the sounds of these new words, trying to learn the meanings of them. I remember at some point I wasn't even able to make jokes in English because I wasn't funny in English. I was funny in Spanish, but not in English. Because you become so robotic trying to learn the emotions with the sounds and with the complicated different rules that you guys have in English. And so what happens is that you feel like you're not you. You feel like you're not yourself, and it's an ugly feeling. And that's what stops many people from learning the new language. It feels like they're losing who they are. And that discomfort is enough to stop them from learning the language. So it's not that they don't want to, it's just a very uncomfortable thing, feeling like you're not you anymore. But I wanted to say that identity is a very important thing on everything that we do. Every time you have a new task, a new goal, I want you to remember this. Identity is one of the strongest forces in the human spirit. And if you're not congruent with your identity and the goal that you have in mind, it will be more difficult to reach it. So you gotta develop an identity congruent with the goal that you have. For example, the same person that earns $40,000 a year, that identity is not the same identity as somebody who will earn $150,000, $200,000 a year. Somebody who considers themselves a single person, that identity and that behavior is different than the behavior and the identity of somebody who considers themselves a married woman or a married man, or somebody who's married. Identity is very powerful. And when you set goals, I want you to ask yourself this question. What is the identity shift that I must have in order to reach this goal? Because your identity must be congruent with that goal. Because if it's not, your behavior will be difficult to attain, the result will be difficult to attain. And if you don't see yourself achieving that goal because you don't see yourself with the identity of the person achieving that goal, it'll make it 10 times harder to reach it. So remember that, okay? The strongest force in the human spirit is to be congruent with one's identity. There is an identity for failing and there is an identity for succeeding. Which one will you grow? So if you find this useful, drop a fire emoji in the comments. See you at the top where the champions belong.